Boom. What is up, everybody? I wanted to drop in and do a live stream because I didn't have a chance to make a video this week. I figured I would shoot the shit with you guys here. When you guys get into the chat, let me know you're here. Type something there in the chat. Let us know you have arrived. Base Patriot Frog in the house. Black Savant in the house. All right. You know what? Shape Your Future, Barely Alive from Halloween. Yeah, I pretty much spent the last week drinking and smoking and doing stuff like that. So I feel you, brother. I feel you. You know, speaking of Halloween, a lot of guys think that, people talk about cuffing season. They think like Christmas time and Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day. Like these are the easiest times to get laid and get a woman's attention. Halloween is probably the easiest night of the year for a guy to get laid. Every woman is going out in her slutty Halloween outfit. And, all those girls that they're good girls and don't want to be perceived as sluts. Halloween is kind of their pass. That's the night when they get a pass to just dress like a total slut. Finish the night like a total slut. So if you're a guy that's looking for that, man, I'm just saying this is the time for you. So guys, is my audio in sync with the video? Or is it absolutely not in sync with the video? It's pretty frustrating. Okay. I don't know why. When I use StreamYard, it's usually a little bit off. And that's what I've been streaming on. I may find a different platform. This one keeps doing it. But this is the one everybody uses, and I've never had problems with it until, okay, slight but barely noticeable. That's about enough for me to kill the stream. Thanksgiving through Valentine's Day is cucking season. Well, that's only if you're a cuck. If you're not a cuck, it could also be bull season. You can either be the cuck or you can be the bull. So if you're in the cuck category rather than the bull category, then sure, it's cucking season. But we try to be bulls over here, okay? That's what we preach. All right. Quality's on point. Yes, we are live again. I really have no interest in making YouTube videos. Like the live streams are cool. They're easy. You know, I just set up, I go live, I say whatever, I do whatever. Like a 5-minute YouTube video or 10-minute YouTube video is really fucking hard to make. You got to pre-record it. You got to figure out something to talk about. You got to edit it. You know, you got to go through a whole process. It's kind of a pain in the ass. But this is easy and chill. Plus, I get to communicate with real people like you. Women just want to run with the bulls like the Spanish. Yeah, you know, everybody likes to call people, like in the manosphere, they throw the term cuck around all the time. They call everybody cucks. If they disagree with them, they're a cuck. And it's strange because most of the people in the manosphere, particularly like, I mean, when you look around a lot of the like I would say black pilled space or like MGTOW space or even some of like the dating coach space, like a lot of these guys are very beta. Not all of them, but a lot of them are very beta by nature. And it's interesting because here on the internet, you can have a total beta cuck call a bull a cuck just because they disagree with them and it like flies for some reason. Doesn't make any sense. Where are all the OG callers from back in the day? I really missed them. Which callers are you talking about? Be more specific. Yeah, YouTube is a full-time job, man. If you want to be like a career YouTuber, you're going to have to like dedicate a lot of time to it. Like you can go all out like Fresh and Fit did, where they do 2 3-hour live streams every single day. And then they chop it up into clips on a separate channel. And they make millions of dollars. You know, that podcast by itself, not even including sponsors and, you know, all that. I mean, those guys probably make 10 million a year. I stated texting very sexual to a woman. She enjoyed, I think you meant to say, I started texting very sexual to a woman. She enjoyed it for a week. Then one day she just blows up and says, "Don't talk to me like a hoe," over text then. Very strange. I don't know what went wrong. Well, hopefully you doubled down because, you know, if you've been talking sexually and she's been going for it and it's been okay, and then all of a sudden now she's saying that, it's kind of a almost like a compliance test, which I think shit tests and compliance tests is kind of a bullshit theory. Like I think a lot of guys spurg out and they get to you know, they think into it way too much. But in reality, women usually aren't testing you. She might just be getting bitchy, but still complying with her bitchiness is going to make her lose respect for you. You know, a lot of guys think that a woman's respect is going to be built on like how much she trusts you, you know, how honest you are with her and things like that. That might play a role. But when she challenges you and you don't back down, that's how anybody is going to gain respect for you. So you're a man and she's a woman. You have her phone number, you're texting her. Therefore, there's some level of interest between you and her. You were talking sexually to her and she was okay with it. And now she's pushing back. So you don't force yourself upon her, but you also let her know that that's how you talk and you're not just going to change. You can't change you, all you can do is change her out for another girl. And that's the cold, hard reality of the situation. So make sure that you don't fail this test, which is probably not even a test, but you still can fail it nonetheless. So don't fail it. Double down. Beautiful life in the house. Good to have you here, my sister. I see the cuck is the same as Bladed Blue Pilled. Sophie in the house. Good to have you here, sister. Vagabond in the house. Good to have you here, brother. Q, is it correct to CA? I don't know what that even means, sir. Is it correct to CA? You're going to have to let me know what that means. You have to be mindful about who you speak to when you talk to women. Woman wants a guy who talks like James Bond and not a porn star. Well, I mean, if that porn star is good at talking dirty, I mean, it's about turning her on. All right. So you can talk nerdy to her. You can talk aggressive to her. You can talk sexy to her. You can talk smooth to her. You can talk romantic to her. You can talk sweet to her. You can talk funny to her. You can talk intellectually to her. Doesn't matter how you talk to her. It's about turning her on. So are your words turning her on? That's all that matters. A lot of guys, they think like you have to have like a cookie cutter way of talking to a girl. That's not a thing. Get the chick in person. Don't waste your time texting with her. Flirty sexual vibe. Oh crap, I made a mistake then, LFA. I apologized afterwards and put myself in the friend zone by saying I was only joking. Well, you know, the easiest way to fix a problem is to not create the problem to begin with, but it's too late for you because you've already created the problem. So how do you get out of this? You know, if you've already said you were only joking, so you were expressing your masculinity and your sexuality to this woman, and she challenged you, and you tucked your wiener between your legs and walked away, is what you did. Now you want to get out of that. How are you going to do that? I don't know, man. You might want to take a break. You might want to stop. You might want to just ghost on her for a little while. You messed up, man. You got to start over. Are you still on semen retention? No. Now, semen retention definitely does work. It's definitely a good thing, but you know, I've been seeing chicks again. Like I've been going out like 3 times a week. You know, I've been dating, having a good old time. So I'll get back on it soon, but right now I'm not. That's why I stopped making videos about it. But I will say that I was going to make a relapse video, but then I was like, I don't know. I just didn't see it as like I felt like that was too much of a grift to be like, I relapsed and tell everybody about it. Like, I don't think people even need to hear that. Is it correct to call the manosphere a manoswamp nowadays? Or is it still a manosphere? The manosphere is pretty much trash. Okay. Guys, there are so many more important things in this world than learning how to get in a girl's pants. And that's what like 90% of the manosphere talks about. Look, getting in a girl's pants is as easy as going to the bar on a Saturday night, having a few drinks and taking a girl home with you. That's it. There's no magical fucking here's how you do it, PUA strategy dating system that's going to make that better or easier. What you want to do is just go out, enjoy yourself, socialize, meet women. If you find one you want to have sex with and she wants to have sex with you, do it. If you don't, keep looking. And when it comes to having a girlfriend, I can tell you 1000% of the time, women that are single are looking for a boyfriend. They're looking for a relationship. That's what they want. Okay. So what most guys do, and this is why most guys can't get a girlfriend, because most guys actually want a girlfriend. They want a long-term relationship. They might pretend like they don't, but really that's what they want. If you take the approach of like going on dating apps and thinking that you can just message a chick a couple of times, invite her out, go on a date, and, play it by phone for a little while, texting back and forth, she's probably going to get bored of you, even if you have fun when you go out. All right. If you want a girlfriend, I should say, you have to, number one, get your shit together to a point where you can do something like invite her on like a road trip or some shit like that. Go to Vegas, take a vacation, have fun. You're going to enjoy it. She's going to enjoy it. Go to Vegas, go to Miami, go to New York, go somewhere for like 3 days. At least have your shit together enough to be able to go somewhere for like 3 days. Or you can just invite her over to your place. She can stay like Friday and Saturday night or some shit like that. So you can go out for drinks. You can take her home. You can throw a movie on. One thing can lead to another. Then you can wake up in the morning. She can make you some scrambled eggs. You can go out for lunch. You can chill together. You can come home, spend some time together, like a few days. And then whenever she leaves, guaranteed, because all it takes is about 2 or 3 days. Whenever she leaves, she's going to start texting you messages like, so what are we? What do you think about us? Where do you see this going? And the reason why she's going to ask these questions is because she's getting like separation anxiety because she just spent 3 days with you. So she had like a partner that was there to share all the experiences. And human beings naturally pair bond. A lot of dating coaches are brainwashed or they have been psychologically damaged to a point where they've become narcissists or psychotics or sociopaths themselves. But normal, healthy people pair bond with other people. It's just the way humans are. So if you go a few days, if you spend a few days with a woman, she's staying the night with you and all that, she's going to get separation anxiety and start sending those text messages. And that's when like she is bonded with you. She has an attachment to you. And you can get a girlfriend very easily in that way. But guys want these like repetitive, what to do when a woman pulls back, how to get out of the friend zone, these very fucking repetitive, surface level, low IQ videos. Like that's what guys want because it's easy for them to absorb. It's easy to watch these videos and be like, oh, I'm in the friend zone because I haven't been I haven't been sexual enough with her. I haven't turned it up a notch and told her I wanted to lick ice cream off of her lips. Okay, maybe that's where I went wrong. But in reality, it's not even that complex. It's literally know what you want and go for it. That's it. Manosphere, boom, done. No need for it. Now, although I'm a content creator in the manosphere, I've said this many times and I'll say it again. I would never, ever take dating advice from the manosphere, ever. I would never take dating advice from anybody. I handle my own situations, my own unique way, and I recommend that you do the same. And you instinctually know when you're fucking up. It's like the guy that just said he was talking sexual to a girl and she liked it. And then all of a sudden she said, stop talking to me like a slut. Now, obviously, he initiated the sexy talk, right? Because that's what he wanted to do. And while he was doing what he wanted to do, she was enjoying it. She was all for it. And then somewhere along the line, she tried to challenge him and said, "You're talking to me like a slut. Don't do that." And then he stopped. So she was able to stop him from doing what he wanted to do, able to stop him from being the man that he wants to be. Therefore, her respect for him will be gone. But as long as you do what you want and stand firm, double down when people challenge you, keep pushing forward, don't break laws, don't do weird, stupid, or psychotic shit, but be yourself, know what you want, don't back down, have some backbone, be a man. You don't need the manosphere, really. Davy Jones in the house. What's up, soldier? Seems like everything is moving towards talking to women and giving women a platform. So, yeah, I'd say so. But I'm over on the black side. Oh, no, yeah, I would say I probably am about 50-50. Like, I'll watch Rollo Tomasi, I'll watch Richard Cooper. But when you look at the channels that I'm subscribed to in the manosphere, I'm subscribed to Mr. Lucario, Steve the Dean Williams. I used to watch Solo TV 84, Alpha Male Strategies. Would you say Coach EO is Black Manosphere? I know he's white, but would you say that he's Black Manosphere? Because I know even though he's a white dude, I think he aims his content, like his target audience is the Black Manosphere, right? Like everybody has a target audience. I guess I don't really have a target audience. I don't really know who I'm going for, but I think that's what he, forget it. Why are we even talking about that? But, those are the channels that I'm subscribed to, mostly Black Manosphere dudes, because I think they keep it realer. They keep it a lot more real than most of the dudes. Like when I look at dating coaches, like all the dating coaches on the white side, like I feel like their target audience is like high school kids. It's like watching Brett Maverick or Alpha M for dating advice. It's like you guys are clearly a channel for teenagers. Whereas the Black Manosphere talks more about like, I don't know, shit I can relate to. At least they teach guys how to get laid. She ghosted me when I was texting normal. And after watching your videos, I decided to be bold. Good choice. Good choice. So she ghosted you when you were boring her. Then you watched my videos and you decided to be bold, which is the opposite of boring, right? She enjoyed your sexual texts, but then apologized after she freaked out. And then she ghosts me again. Okay, so first you were being lame. I don't mean to be rude, but this is what happened. First you were being lame, so she ghosted you. Women are pretty savage, man. If you're boring to them, they're just going to walk. So that's what happened. Then you decided to get bold. You decided to be exciting. She was going for it. And then it's almost mixed signals is what you're giving her. Sometimes you're shy, timid, and boring, and sometimes you're aggressive and masculine. So when you're aggressive and masculine, she naturally challenges you to see if it's real or if it's fake. It's just human nature to do this. It's a power dynamic. Everybody wants the power in the conversation, in the situation. So you bowed down and you said, "You're right. I am not a strong masculine man. You are right." Yeah. Yeah, LFA, she hasn't messaged me again. I'll move on to the next girl, but next time I won't back down and apologize for being sexual and masculine. Now, I guess you could think about it this way. If you guys run around and if you run around in the same circle together, like you have a lot of mutual friends, then you should start talking to a new girl and see if you get a reaction out of that girl. And meanwhile, you've got a new girl, so who cares? But if you do get a reaction out of the old girl, then now you're free to start over. Everything looks better when it's walking away, okay? If she sees you with another girl, she might have thought you were a beta nerd before, but if you're with another girl and you're like fucking, she's going to see you differently. It's turned into the view. Some of it has. I think Lucario and Steve the Dean are still pretty good. MGTOW, LFA starting to wake up. I don't know what that means. How do you guys get into the friend zone? Just don't orbit around her if she's not interested, but don't be her buddy. Have some self-respect. Yeah, I've heard most of them copy off of each other. Like they'll go by like an old course from like RSD. Like there was originally like a dating coach from like 2004, right? And then everybody copied his shit, and it's like third, fourth, fifth hand information. Everybody's stealing everybody's shit. Would you agree with me? Most dating coaches are only catering for depleted coomers and soy boys. That's my take on it. Well, yeah. Depleted coomers and soy boys are the only ones that struggle with women. I mean, there's a few guys that are just a little bit socially isolated, socially I don't know, introverted. They just want to stay at home. So because of that, they don't get laid. But for the most part, if you're a guy that's out there talking to women and you're still not getting any, you're probably a soy boy, probably a depleted coomer. LFA, do you agree with Red Pill that women aged 18 to 25 are the best? Because I know some 30-year-old chicks that are hot. Also, Red Pill coaches have an obsession with bashing single moms. Yeah, well, I don't know, man. Most of the time, like, and I'll say this. I have been with women from the ages of 19 to 50 over the course of the last 3 years. Pretty wide range. And for the most part, man, I would say women are sexually at their best in like their 40s. Like early 40s or something. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I'm with like a hot 20-year-old chick that's like really hot, she looks good, and you also have this sense of like her being like clean, you know what I mean? Because she hasn't been ran through by a bunch of dudes or whatever, but there's also something that comes along with that. Like she's going to be fragile, inexperienced, not really that good at what she's doing. Like you got to train her up a little bit. She's young, inexperienced, right? Just the way it is. But I think the guys that are bashing women constantly are usually guys that you don't bash people that you fit in with. Like if you're having success, you don't bash that area that you're having success in. So, you know, like somebody that says, I hate basketball. If they say I hate basketball, they probably suck at basketball. If they're running around just naturally fucking crossing people over and slam dunking on people and, just dominating people on the court, they're probably going to say, I love basketball. It's just the way it is. Same thing with women, right? There's guys that are like, I fucking, bitches piss me off. I can't. That's because they can't get to women. If they were out there killing it with women, if they were fucking 19-year-olds, if they were fucking 45-year-olds, they're fucking women of all different races, they would love all these different types of women, all different colors, all different ages. They would love them all because they'd be out there crushing it with those women and the experience would be good. Most of these guys have bad experiences. As far as single moms, my take on that subject has nothing to do with the woman herself. Like I don't bash a woman for having children. Like her husband could have died in war. He could have been in a car accident. He could have been a firefighter that saved a bunch of people's lives and then the fucking house burnt down on him. He could have got cancer. He could have been abusive and tried to kill her and she got separated from him and has a restraining order. I don't know what the situation is. But when I talk about single moms and the reason why I don't recommend that guys date them and the reason why I would prefer not dating them is because if I had kids with a woman, I really don't want some other dude filling my role in the family. You know what I mean? That's just like, I think historically, religiously, I think that's like a big sin. Like you should never let that happen. And it's fucked up because a woman can just divorce a man for nothing. And then she can take the house and bring another man in. Now that man gets the house that you built or that you worked to pay for. He's living in it. You're paying child support. And they're fucking going out and drinking on Friday night with your money. Like that's a fucked up situation. So when you date a single mom, that is what you're contributing to. You're contributing to that system. That's all I'm saying. Most dudes are now consumed by fear. Instead of conquering their fear, they wallow in the manosphere. I agree. They want to live vicariously through their favorite content creators too. Like everybody wants to see like who everybody's sleeping with and stuff. It's so weird. Be yourself. Very true. Yeah, I watch AMS. I usually watch it for entertainment. I watch AMS for entertainment and I watch the Real Game No Theory with like Lucario, Miles Cunningham, Steve the Dean, a couple other guys. They kind of cycle in and out, but I just think their show's entertaining. I like to watch it. I don't necessarily care about learning stuff, but like if I'm sitting there, I'm in a fucking waiting room or something, I'll throw my AirPods on and listen to something like that. It's funny, man. It's funny. Callers with their fucked up issues and listening to people, YouTubers answer their questions. It's fun. I like it. I know what I would do if a girl blocked me or ghosted me. Not give a shit. Why waste my time and energy? Most guys are desperate. I want to be way more aggressive and masculine with women. You basically just screen out the chicks who are not DTF or even interested in you. I agree. Be upfront. Let them walk. True. Q, sorry, just joined. Who was that original guy? I don't know what you're asking. Have you ever checked out the street racing scene in OK? Yeah, but I don't have a race car. I've always had a Jeep and a truck. But they do have a cool little racing scene in Tulsa. Over there on like 41st and Memorial, 61st and Memorial area. Carrie, Lycus was an entertainer. That's all he was. He said things to entertain. Although there's a lot of things that he has in common with the manosphere, they are two separate things. He was mainstream. He was on the radio, funded by big corporation, big radio, big television, which before we had big tech, those were the big platforms, right? And he was the guy that was friendly with the mainstream, part of the agenda. Definitely. Back on retention and nofap. I still do nofap, but I've just, I've been going out. I've been dating girls. Multiple. I'm looking for one that's special to me. +30 women can be hot for sure. Absolutely. 50. There's some that are still looking good at 50. 35 to 40, usually, yeah. It's a good age. Hey, why not, man? That hot cougar, I mean, she'll work your shit, man. These young girls, you remember All-Star Comedy Jam, Black Savant? You probably watched that. The old Shaq one had Snoop Dogg sitting in the crowd. It had like was a guy Dion Cool and fucking Day Day. Mike Epps was hosting it. I remember when he opened up the show and he was talking about like younger girls. He's like, these younger girls just want all your money. The older women are more like, they want to fuck you and they want to like, they're more serious about fucking and shit. And the younger girls are just trying to take your money. Now, younger girls are naive and they're easy to fuck. Don't get me wrong, but younger girls almost always will try to get money from you. They will hit you with the Cash App. They will want you to buy them shit when you're hanging out with them. They just want to do shit. Like, I'm not telling you that you should do shit like that. I'm just saying that they will try. And older women don't usually do that. Older women are in it for the experience. It's validation for them to get fucked by a younger guy. The younger women, they don't need that validation. They get it everywhere they go. So they'll try to get your money. It's one of them things, man. If you invite a 40-year-old chick over to your place on a fucking Thursday night, she's going to cooperate. She's going to be cool. She's going to chill. She's going to do whatever you want to do. And she's going to fuck you. If you invite a 20-year-old over to your place, there's going to be some games being played. You're going to have to actually have some game. You're going to have to, really know what you're doing because younger girls are bratty, man. They're bratty. They like to use you. They like to get their way, whatever. MILFs can be seen very sexy as a younger guy. Some of them, yeah. Brett Overman in the house. The problem with the manosphere is that it has become more commercial and less intellectual. You got Alpha M who contradicts himself in most videos. Yeah, those guys, man, Alpha M and How to Beast, Brett Maverick, and all of those guys who pump out the videos with almost every video has a sponsor, and they pump out very mainstream friendly content, attention grabbing content. They are going after bots, straight up NPCs. That's who they're going after. And they know what they're doing. They come off as, being advertiser friendly, being nice, wholesome guys. But when you're awake, when you actually know like what's going on in the world, you see people like that as almost like, I don't want to call them cowards, but like total grifters that don't give a shit about their audience. They'll say whatever they have to say in order to fit in and in order to make money. And they do it. It works. Whatever. More power to them, I guess. I understand there's rules and regulations on these platforms. I don't break the rules either, but there's certain subjects I just can't touch here. If we were to sit at a table and pour a glass of whiskey face to face, you would find out exactly how based I really am. On this platform, I'll keep it real, but there's certain things that are too taboo for this platform, just the way it is. Well, Red Pill say young women are better because women's fertility declines late 20s. I agree. Some 40-year-olds are hot, but the vast majority are kind of crusty looking. Yeah, a lot of them. But if you're looking to settle down and start a family with a young, hot chick.
Hello, ladies.
Yeah. You need to settle down with a woman that is 18 to 27, I would say, because in that age group, you can have 3 or 4 kids, get married, still do all that stuff if you want to do that. Obviously, if a woman is 30 plus, you can't really start fresh or you're going to struggle to do it. But, nonetheless, I mean, if you were 18 years old and you got your 18-year-old girlfriend pregnant, when you're 40 and she's 40, you should still be attracted to her. When you're 50 and she's 50, you should still be attracted to her. LFA, a dude from my gym just went to a mental institution after dating a single mom. She has a kid from a one-night stand and fucked this guy up badly. Well, I don't think you can blame the single mom, my guy. If this guy went to a mental institution, this guy is mental. I've moved some crazy chicks in my lifetime, never sent me to a mental institution. I'm afraid nowadays to get into a relationship because dating is so bad nowadays. Everyone thinks the grass is greener somewhere else. Now you say that, but as I was saying, there's somebody out there that says, I used to like basketball, but basketball sucks nowadays. All these crossovers and slam dunks. It's fucking terrible nowadays. They score too much. Too many points being scored. But if you're out there crossing people over and slam dunking, you're going to love basketball. Now, somebody that says, I'm afraid to get into a relationship because dating is bad nowadays. Dating apps, social media, everyone thinks the grass is greener on the other side. Well, if you are crushing it on the dating apps and you're fucking hot chicks all the time, and women actually want to date you after you fuck them, they want to stay with you, you would see things differently. So rather than blaming the game, why don't you figure out why your results are causing you to think like that and how you can change those results? LFA, I have a friend of mine who's getting married and she has a criminal record. Anyone that has a criminal record, I don't hang out with. Did I do the right thing? I need more details on that one. Oh, hell. I have a criminal record. I had a DUI. I had a hit and run when I was 19. Adriana Flowers in the house. Oh, I'm not sleepy. Just feels good to yawn. Get a nice deep breath. Tulsa has a great history. Yeah, it does. I like Tulsa. I went to a girl's flat. We sat holding hands, TV. She mentions I need to get bus soon. So I took that as asking me to leave. I left, but she then texts saying a bold move moves a bold a move bold move. A move bold move, James, would have been good. I can't hear the stream LFA's talking about cougars. Numbers game on the chat. She cooperates too much. An old flame who's an avoidant recently, An old flame who's an avoidant recently came back into my life and we hung out again. She acted really aloof and wasn't affectionate at all. Should I be patient or just walk? I would just walk if she's being avoidant. She might be a narcissist, just trying to pull supply from you. From my experience, older women are less likely to manipulate you. There you go. You know, it's all about doing what the fuck you want to do, man. That's the problem with the manosphere, the beehive mind of the manosphere telling you that, if you do this, if you do X, Y, Z, you're a beta cuck. If you do fucking whatever else, then you're alpha. Being alpha is doing whatever the fuck you want to do. You know, if you're a 25-year-old and you're like, fuck it, I just want to I want to experience older women, so I'm gonna go fuck around with a 35-year-old. Go do it. Do whatever you want. I do role playing in the bedroom. My favorite is to be Johnny Bravo. You and I both, sir. Bear flower. Now, I don't think it's possible for me to get 100,000 subs. I was one of the first content creators to hit 50,000 subs in the manosphere. I hit 50,000 subs before pretty much almost everybody. There was like maybe like 3 or 4 that had more subs than me back then. You know, like Richard Cooper, Bulldog Mindset. I think that's about it. Alpha Male Strategies. I think a couple MGTOW guys. Well, actually, I would say Sandman was the only MGTOW guy that had more subs than me. So I'd say Sandman, Richard Cooper, Alpha Male Strategies. Whoever else I just said, I can't remember. Bulldog Mindset. They were the only people in the manosphere that had more subs than me. But then it pissed me off because there was a couple of guys who would make videos that were almost just like mine. Like they were like, I would come out with a video and then 2 weeks later they'd have almost the exact same title and kind of copy what I was saying. And both of those guys are at like well over 100,000 subs now. And I just stopped growing altogether. But, you know, it is what it is. Most people grift. They're going to use the MGTOW grift, the black pill grift, the red pill grift. They're going to pick a group because when you claim you're part of a group, the viewers of that group subscribe to you. So you're basically not getting subscriptions based on your content. You're getting subscriptions based on your affiliation. So they're not even there for your unique perspective. They're there because you are black pilled or you are MGTOW or you are quote unquote red pill. But when you try to, you know, just keep it real, guess what? You're kind of a lone wolf. And don't get me wrong, you got to have connections. You know, if you want to make it in this world, you got to have some good connections. But here on YouTube, I don't mind being a one-man army. I'm totally okay with that. Lottery is 999 million. Who's playing? Well, beautiful life. If you win, buy me a new camera. So my voice can finally be in sync with the video. Right now, I look like one of those Chinese movies where they put the different words in on the different audio in. Feel alive. Do you regret your relationship? No, none of them. LFA Live, in a dating situation, which of these two kinds of women are more difficult to deal with? A time waster or a dick tease, in your opinion? Aren't they, isn't that the same thing? Look, you can only get your time wasted if you give your time to somebody. Like anytime you give your time away for free, you're wasting your time. But that's you that's giving it away. I think the illiterate dude was trying to say more bold move. Jeez. I think he spoke a different language. Do you know what my favorite song is when the narcissist tries to make me angry? It's by Guns N' Roses. It's called So Easy. Do you have a favorite song that you listen to when someone makes you angry? No, but I do experience a lot of narcissists. They haunt me, especially when I'm retaining seed. Why isn't that pulling up on the damn screen there? LFA, are you into metal or rock music? Favorite bands? When I was younger, I liked some of them. I listened to all different types of music. I just like older rock. Ugh. Like all the old 70s bands. LFA, you know why some chicks have the hots for Jeffrey Dahmer and other serial killer dudes? Because they are attracted to dangerous men. Dangerous is a masculine quality. And most guys nowadays are pussy betas. Jeffrey Dahmer might have been a sick, psychotic weirdo, but he wasn't a giant pussy. So there you have it. I agree. You know, and it sucks because when they went mainstream, now the manosphere viewers are watching the mainstream content creators. You know, they don't find the real information anymore. And when they do, it's mind-blowing. I love reading the comments. Like I try to stay away from them because there's a lot of trolls in there, but you know, a lot of times I'll see a comment that will say something like, every video I watch of you makes sense. It's not the one that I want to see though. Like fuck, I don't know. See if I can find one offhand. I don't know. They just talk about binge watching my content and every video is so mind blowing and blah 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 and fucking awakening or whatever. So it's like, you know, it's cool when they find real content creators. I'm not the only one. There's plenty of us out there, but most of them are on the mainstream manosphere guys who aren't going to give you the real shit. I don't know much about Shintoism. What's up, Robo Racing? They're kind of the same thing. I mean, she pretends to be interested in you and you want to meet up, but a tease, it's like she gets you hot and bothered for sport. Eh, she probably likes the idea or likes the attention that she can get out of you, but she doesn't really actually have the courage to get with a dude. So what she does is she leads you on to get that attention, but she thinks when you get close enough to her, you're going to see who she really is and you're not going to want to be with her. Talk about cuffing season. Well, the easiest night of the year to get laid is Halloween. And the reason why is because, well, women are, they like astrology and shit, and they seem to like evil satanic type of shit. And Halloween is a night when they can get drunk and trashed and smoke and wear something really slutty and have an excuse to act like basically dress like a hooker, act like a hooker, and from what I've experienced, there's a lot of women out there like this guy was talking about a woman that gets him hot and bothered, but then when it's time to actually get together, she backs out. Halloween is one of those nights where those girls won't back out. They're dressed slutty. They don't do this very often, but they're out doing that stuff. So that's the night when they actually will fuck you. So that's when cuffing season starts. Halloween. Now, as it gets colder, and people are more likely to stay in and talk, right? Spend time cuddling on the couch and watching a movie. Instead of like going out and doing something on a hot summer day, you're staying in, close together. So instead of just doing exciting shit and then fucking and then branching off and doing your own thing, you're spending quality time together and fucking and then spending more quality time together. That's kind of how, wintertime goes. So here's all it takes, man. I was talking about this earlier, but I'll say it again. So people bond with other people. Okay, it's just the way it works. It's human nature. If you spend 3 days, if you invite a girl over to your house on Thursday night, she stays Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, 3 full days. You go out for drinks the first night, you go home, you watch a movie, one thing leads to another, you have sex, you wake up, she makes you scrambled eggs, you watch another movie, you take a shower, you get dressed, you go out, you spend the day doing something, you come back home, take a couple shots, watch a movie, have sex again, go to sleep, wake up, she makes you scrambled eggs again, and eventually it's like, well, she's got to go to work. I got to go to work. So we got to separate. When you separate after spending time together, that's when people get separation anxiety, especially women. Most women are going to get separation anxiety. If they've spent 24, 36, 48, 72 hours with you, and you've been there by their side, all those good conversations, all those experiences, all that sex, all that companionship, her cooking for you, spending time together, man. She's going to get separation anxiety whenever you go off and do your thing and she does her thing. So she's going to be messaging you like, what are we? Like, what is this? What do you consider us? Blah, blah, blah. And that's because she's getting anxiety from the situation. She wants to get back with you. So that's what cuffing season is, man. Just go with the flow, man. If you want a girlfriend, it's not that hard. Don't play this stupid game where you're like fucking texting her and barely ever hanging out. You got to invite her to your place or invite her out, go take a road trip together. Go spend the fucking weekend in Las Vegas. Depends on how much money you have and what you like to do. If you have your shit together enough to where you can just randomly take a trip, like that's a good way to get a girlfriend, because it's like the two of you going off somewhere, getting away from everything and just spending time together and shit. That'll get you a girlfriend very quickly. If you don't have that much money, invite her over to your place, stay a couple nights with you. Same thing. You know, once she gets hooked on you, she's not going to want to leave. So that's the way that goes. Now, if you're trying to avoid relationships, don't spend quality time with her. But the problem is, if you're just one of these goofballs that's like only texting girls when you want to fuck, only calling them when you want to fuck, you probably have a personality disorder, to be honest with you. Borderline personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder. You probably have one of these things going on because you don't seem to have this ability to bond with other human beings. Instead, you're just like, I keep walking. It's like, it's kind of Dahmer like. It's Bundy like, you know. But if that's you, that's fine. For whatever reason, guys think like, it's alpha. It's only beta males have girlfriends or whatever. It's like, yeah, okay. All right, pal. LFA, would you date a 90s Pamela Anderson or a 90s Carmen Electra? Carmen Electra. 304's got the Jezebel spirit, Lilith spirit. Yeah, they do. Yeah, pretty much. I've never got a girl to make me scrambled eggs. How do I get that? Well, contrary to what most dating coaches say do not give a woman boyfriend energy. When I go on those dating apps, I will say shit like I'll tell women that I'm looking for a girlfriend. I'm looking for something serious. And they will come over and like offer to like, women like to do shit like this. Like by and large, I know not all women are the exact same, but a lot of them are going to say things like they want to bring some food over and cook it in lingerie or something like that. Like they like to be a sexy girlfriend for you. Yeah, it's the way it is, man. It feels feminine, just like you like to be like a strong. Okay, imagine you're standing next to a girl on a first date and she's like, "Oh, your arms are so big. Oh, you're so strong. Oh, your voice is so deep. Oh, you're so tall. Oh, your muscles are so big. Oh, you're so confident. I love it. Oh, you're so masculine." Things like that, right? You like that shit. You like to be, a masculine man that women find attractive. Women like to be feminine women that men find attractive. Doing things like wearing a sexy little outfit and cooking, those are two sexy feminine things. Women like to be that. They like to be that for you. That's what you got to understand. So if you're a guy that's thinking, man, how can I get a girl to wear lingerie and cook me pancakes and scrambled eggs? Well, what you have to do is invite her over. I mean, say some shit like, stay the weekend with me. The whole weekend. Don't say, let's go get a drink. Say some shit like, stay the weekend. Like, pack your bag and come stay a weekend with me. Go out, grab drinks, Go to one of those little fucking sex shop boutiques, adult stores. Look at some lingerie. Get her a pair of lingerie. In the morning, get out of bed, or in the night when you get home. You know, just be like, hey, let's make some food. Let's cook something. And then be like, you should put that lingerie on and cook for me. And she's probably going to do it. At this point, like you've just kind of led her into this. Like she wants to do it. She definitely wants to do these things. Why wouldn't you do it? It's weird. Like as a guy, like if something happened, like something as simple as you're out on a date with a chick and you're in her car and it gets a flat tire and you fix the flat tire, you feel like accomplished, like you're a masculine man. You're the man in this relationship. When she puts on lingerie and cooks for you, she feels like a woman. Think of it that way. Should the guy initiate the what are we convo? I don't, but I mean, you can. Could be. Uh, Peace Lemon in the house. So if you can actually get matches, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, you have to be worthy of it. True, true, true. What's the scariest thing that has ever happened to you, LFA? Uh, Off the top of my head, and I'm not saying this to be a badass, but I cannot think of anything that has ever scared me. True. And women are always trying to lock a man down. You just might not be that man. So stop worrying about how to lock a woman down and start worrying about how to be that man. That's what the manosphere can't teach you. Question: how can you recover from being socially humiliated and losing a lot of respect from many people? Well, sir, you got to own your failures, fall with grace, get back up, learn from the situation, and improve yourself. People will forget all about it in a couple of weeks. Women who like to cook are good at it and like to show that off. Yeah. Some of them aren't even that good at it, but they still like to show it off. They got good personalities and they're just, they're going to do it anyways. Yeah, I get a lot of those too. Get money and get paid. Yes, sir. Nah, bro, you're tripping big time. LFA guy shall never initiate the what are we convo. I mean, I can get away with it. I'm not saying that everybody can, but I'm saying if you're, if you're a guy that is worthy of respect, you can pretty much say whatever you want. That's one of those things like back in like 2018, a lot of content creators were saying shit like never express your feelings to a woman, never tell a woman you love her, never tell a woman you like her or anything like that. It's like I can't relate to that because those guys are coming from a perspective of if you do this, women will treat you like this. And that's not what I do. That's not what I would ever advise guys to do. It's if you are this, women will treat you like this. So if you are a man, not a beta cuck, not a simp, you are a man. You can express yourself to a woman. You can say whatever you want because you're a man that's saying it. If you are a simp or you are a beta and you say, what are we? Of course, you're going to look weak. It just depends on who you are. It's not what you do, it's who you are. Never be focused on the what you do. Because if you're focused on the what you do, that's going to limit yourself. You're going to limit your capabilities because you're going to say, well, if I do this, I will look weak. But when you know who you are, you can say whatever you want because that's what a strong man does. You can't be weak if you're strong. Okay, you've said that sex is the glue that holds a relationship together. Given that hormones drop with age and other responsibilities take over, do you think this holds true? Why and why not? Yeah. I don't know, man. Women that are about 50 seem to want to fuck a lot. And men that are in like their 50s and 60s, they'll go out and be sugar daddies and pay for younger women. So people have sex drives up until pretty old ages. Q, should you try again with a woman after a relationship broke down? Number of contributing factors such as lack of communication, arguing, and so on. Are some things worth fixing? I don't know, man. Usually if you failed once, there was a reason and you should just let it go. But whatever. It's up to you, I guess. Q. LFA. If the average guy is a 5 in looks, you are an 8. You can't say that you're just an average guy. If I was a 10, I could still be an average guy. Men aren't judged by their looks, man. Stay out of the black pill forums. Stay out of the incel forums. You're going to get a complex worrying about your fucking orbital vector. Looks are one way in the door. Just one way into the door. And yeah, I mean, that's true. Yeah, the thing about the black pill, now there are some truths that they have. Like they expose, I wouldn't say expose, I would say they point out obvious truths. It's not like they're exposing anything. Like everybody knows um handsome faces, big muscles, tall guys, six-pack abs. You know, these are things that are that women find attractive on men, right? Everybody knows that. But looks are only one form of attraction. I know every guy out there has seen a chick that wasn't that physically attractive, but there's something about her that was just sexually desirable. It was almost kinky. You know, and there's guys that are into that. Like they'll get with ugly chicks or fat chicks just because they're kinky. You know, they're like the guy is kinky and he's like, fuck yeah, I want to get with a supersized fucking BBW. Rub pizza on her tits. You know, they like to do weird shit, man. Just because it's weird and it's kinky, it's fetish. So, like, instead of worrying about whether you look like a male model or not, worry about being attractive. They're two different things. Personally, man, when I go on the dating apps, when I see these women, like when I see a chick that just doesn't look real, like one of those blonde hair, blue eyed with lip injections and fucking Botox looking, fucking fake tits looking. Guys go crazy for these kind of girls. Like dudes will fucking rich and famous dudes will fucking simp and trick for these girls. And, you know, these girls will get these guys totally fucking whipped. And I look at these girls and I'm like, not even attractive. Number one, the personality is just not there. Personality is very weak. Number two, she looks fake. She looks like a model. I'm not into the model looking chick. You know, give me like a either a girl next door type or a thick chick, the big ass. You know, something like that. But everybody's got their own preference, right? I don't know why I'm going off on that tangent, but still, the black pill is for the most part giving guys just a complex. You know, I got my flaws. We all got our flaws. But every minute you spend worrying about your flaws, that's a minute that you wasted that you could have spent focusing on your strengths. Actually, you know, when you focus on your strengths, you build confidence. When you focus on your weaknesses, you lose confidence. It's a fact, Jack. Focus on your better qualities. Utilize them. I've had a few baddies stolen from me from Fat Alley. Yeah, it happens, man. You see that shit all the time. LFA, will you dress up as an incel for Halloween? Give people tricks and no treats. I suppose. What do you think of the diesel fuel shortage in the U.S.? Well, you know, I think we're in trouble, man. You know, I'm not a prepper channel. Although I'm thinking about talking prepping on my LFA Powerhouse channel. You know, I'm thinking about getting into that because I'm kind of bored of the manosphere, really, to be honest with you. I can still pump out like 2 or 3 videos a month on the LFA channel. I can do 1 or 2 live streams on this channel. Then I could do like a prepping video once a week on the Powerhouse channel. Why not? Just to keep the viewers fulfilled in all the categories. But, you know, things are changing. When it comes to gasoline, when it comes to diesel, we're going to see shortages. We're going to see prices going up like crazy. We're already seeing that, both of those, but it's going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. You know, as you can see, all of you guys out there, you know, I don't know how long each and every one of you has been driving or buying gasoline. I know when I was, a kid, like 99 or 2000, my parents would send me to the gas station to get gas to mow the lawn with. They'd send me a jug of gasoline. I have to fill it up and mow the lawn. A gallon of gas was like fucking 89 cents or some shit like that. It was really cheap. Gas was super cheap back then. So we do have ebbs and flows, right? So it's like constantly goes up and down and up and down. But it's more like this. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, but it's constantly going up. It's never going back down to where it once was. It goes down a little bit, but then it goes up a lot each time. So they're going to continue doing with gasoline, whether it's planned or whether there really is shortages. I don't know what's going on in the world, to be honest with you. I don't have all the information. I have my beliefs, and maybe we'll get into that on another time, but it's going to keep going up. And by the year 2035, they're going to stop selling electric cars. They're going to ban the production, or not electric cars, gasoline cars, gasoline operated cars, internal combustion engines. They're going to ban the sale of new cars that are gasoline operated. They're going to switch over to electric. And, we're only 12 years away from that. So it's going to go fairly quickly. And you're going to see a process taking place in these 12 years. More electric cars, less gas. I know in 2024, the Charger and the Challenger by Dodge, they're going to be electric. They're not going to make gas ones. They might come out with like like if you get the Hellcat or the Scat Pack, or whatever, like if you get like an upgraded version, you might get like the V8, the one that you want. But gasoline prices are going to be so high that it's going to be difficult to mess with anyways. But most of these manufacturers are switching to electric, like one step at a time. So each year they're going to phase out one of the, traditional cars and replace it with a electric car or a hybrid. That's what's happening, man. And it's kind of scary if you think about it, because shit, I mean, they already have in California certain days where you can charge your car, and then it's like you can't charge your car because you've used up too much electric. You can charge it on Monday through fucking Thursday, but you can't charge it on the weekend or some shit like that. So what's going to happen when you have, in every city, you have millions of people that need to charge their car on a daily basis? They're not going to be able to do it. So they're going to have to assign certain days. It's like, okay, your last name is Anderson. Well, people with the last names that start with A through C charge their cars on Mondays. Oh, your name is Jefferson. People with names D through fucking J or whatever charge their cars on Tuesdays. So you might have situations like that where you can only charge your car on certain days. If you run out, you got to catch a bus, got to ride a bike, got to call it Uber, something like that, just to keep cars off the road. So we could be looking at a really strange future, man. And then when you think about the fact that, okay, imagine how much power they have right now that they're not using. But like, if like a government agency wanted to shut my phone off, they could very easily pull a string with, my cell phone provider and shut my phone off, right? Like that's possible. They may not legally be allowed to do it right now, but the technology is definitely there. And when everybody's driving electric cars, that technology is going to be there as well. They can shut your car off. So imagine if you're getting pulled over by a police officer, and the police officer has a button that can shut your car off. I mean, things like that are probably within 10 years of being things that are going to happen. So we're going to see a lot of changes. A lot of people are really going to hate these changes, but we're going to see them. And events will take place that cause for stricter rules and regulations. Always happens. The government doesn't tend to give you more freedoms. No, it slowly takes one away. So they might have a situation where it's like liberals want the Second Amendment to go away, right? Conservatives wanted Roe v. Wade to go away, or they want to ban abortion. So conservatives want to ban abortion. The left wants to ban guns. We'll put it like that. But an event can take place that can cause a piece of a gun to be banned, like bump stocks, right? So something happens, they say, well, we're going to ban bump stocks, or we're going to ban a specific bullet or a specific trigger type, or, automatic weapons or semi-automatic weapons, or, there's something. They can say, we're going to ban this weapon, and the liberals will push for that, right? And they'll think, yeah, we won whenever a bill gets pushed and they ban something. And the conservatives are like, hey, stupid, you didn't win. We just lost freedom. We lost our rights to have those. We aren't getting them back. They don't reverse these things ever. It's just the way it goes. And then, with something like abortion or something, conservatives say, well, we want to ban this, pro-life. And if they eventually do ban it, then the left is going to be like, hey, stupid, I thought you were a conservative. You just lost your right to do something. You lost a freedom because you were pushing for that. So, that's the way it works. They push people against each other, and, they find ways to take your rights away. But when you combine that with things like gasoline shortages, oil shortages, switching over to electric cars, and the technology that they have, man, talk about ruling with an iron fist. That's what we're looking at, man. It's a kind of a scary future, but get ready. That's what civilization is. Civilization is giving up freedom for safety. If you live like a savage, if we were total savages, we'd have all the freedom we want, but we'd have no safety. If we're civilized, we have very little freedom, but a lot of safety. That's where we're going. I don't know. Marcator, my mate got cheated on by his girlfriend after 3 years relationship and went MGTOW, and now he sees women as objects. I know him for 20 years and haven't seen him like this before. That's the thing, man. If you want to become a high-level elite player, playboy, get your heart broken. Because when you get your heart broken, what this means is you had a woman on the pedestal. You had her so high that she just meant the world to you, right? She was your everything. And then she cheats on you. She breaks your heart. You're destroyed. You feel like complete shit. Everything you knew about the world is now in shambles. You're confused. You don't know what planet you're on anymore. Everything you thought was real is no longer real. You're questioning the past. You're questioning the future. But while you're in this process, you're trying to find things that make you feel better. And one thing that makes you feel better is being around other women. So you start talking to other women, but the thing is, you're incapable of putting these women on a pedestal because you're still thinking about the woman that broke your heart. So even though you're going through all these chicks, you're treating them like shit. You're actually becoming that, that player, that man whore, that young cad that's slaying all the pussy. And it's just like accidentally happening because this girl broke your heart. That's crazy, man, but that's the way it works. But he'll get over it and he'll get back to normal. I don't know, man. I'm in my mid 30s and I'm able to slay 19-year-olds at a record rate if I want to. Yeah, it's a good decision, man. I don't like to push fear porn, but man, things aren't looking good. You know, I'm not one to talk about what's going on in the Ukraine and all that, but man, if the big shots, you know, if the elites want to start a big war, man, if they want this shit to really kick off, they can make it happen. All they got to do is fucking put the stamp on it and say go. Just sign the paper and say boom, war is on. And it's on. They got the money and power to do it. And if that happens, it's not good, man. Not good for us. I don't think we're on the good. I don't think we're on the right side, man. Gotta be honest with you. You know, I grew up as a proud American. Most of the men in my family fought in the military. My mom was born on the 4th of July. We're a patriotic family, man, but America's not really anything to be proud of nowadays. Like, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to call yourself a patriot. And when you look at patriots, you kind of think like these guys are kind of corny, like they're blue pilled. Well, they're not going to be able to buy gas either. Are women now much more selective? I have a lot of male friends who believe all younger women do not seem interested in sex, but seem like talking about relationships. Well, you know, if you're a guy that they want to fuck, you'll see things differently. Electric cars are actually worse for the environment due to high amounts of lithium and copper they need for batteries, not to mention the cooling gas needed to charge from electric companies. I agree, but you know, whatever the agenda wants to push, man, they're going to justify whatever they do. True. Could be, you know, whatever they want to call it, but something like that is going to get pushed, I think. I mean, we'll see what happens. They're already testing it in other countries. It's like these soft tests, you could call them. They're not really pushing it out, but it's these like little soft tests they're running. LFA, is there renewable energies and alternative sources of energy to power electric cars? There is, maybe. I don't know. They're going to come a long way with it. I agree. True. True. No, I haven't seen that, but I don't really keep up with the goofy shit that's going on TV. I agree, but I can't help but think all these politicians, they got to be on the same page. Like, I can't imagine that Congress, whether Democrat or Republican, and like the president of the United States aren't all on the same page. Like they're all working in DC together. They're on camera for like an hour a month talking about shit. But they go to work every single day and they spend 8 hours together. You know, I guarantee you they're not really fighting. Like, I bet you AOC and Trump are actually pretty tight. Bet you Obama and Trump are actually pretty tight. I bet you they're friends. Bet you Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are friends. That's what I think. You know, I know a lot of people want to really believe that what you see on there is really stuff that's going on, but oh man, they're politicians. I was a wrestling fan. You know, when I was 13 years old, I used to turn on a WCW Nitro and I would watch Scott Steiner and DDP. You know, Scott Steiner talking about he's going to show DDP's wife that size does matter and he's going to show her what it's like to be with a real man. You know, but backstage they were friends. Get on camera. DDP, you're white trash. And I'm going to show your wife what it's like to be with a real man. Backstage, friends. Our grid definitely can't maintain their push for green energy. Canceling the Keystone Pipeline was one of, oh yeah, I already read that. This is a philosophical question. What does it mean to be a man in modern society? Same thing it's always meant, man. You got to protect and provide, and you got to have the ability to get dangerous when necessary. And the man that can protect and provide and get dangerous on the grandest scale of them all is the baddest man on the planet. The man with the most money, the man who's the most dangerous, the man who's the most untouchable. That's the baddest motherfucker, right? So that's what a man is. A way to go, John F. Not necessarily. Obviously, not necessarily. It was a hypothetical. It was a hypothesis. It was a possibility. It was an idea. But if you don't think they're going to connect cars to the internet, you are absolutely silly. All of the home devices, all of the things that you can connect to the internet now. I mean, they already have, here's how they got to pitch it, right? I mean, you already have apps on your phone that can unlock your car, can start your car. The technology is there, dude. 100% there. If you can download an app on your phone that can start your car, the technology is also there for a police officer to press a button to turn your car off. It's just they're not using that technology yet because it hasn't been pushed through legally. That's why I was saying, you know, an event can take place that is on a grand scale, like a massive event can take place, and they could say, well, we need to push this new law through to prevent this from happening again. And the people will once again choose safety over freedom, like they always do. And they will agree and they'll go along with it. And then that will be pushed through. I'm just saying it's a possibility. We see these things happen almost daily. Luffy, what do you think about the incel sphere? I don't think of them at all. Me too, but you know, it's kind of getting difficult. A girl once told me that she was in a different stage in life. It turns out that she was seeing someone else. I figured that out myself. Worst rejection ever. Well, she wasn't lying, technically. So you wanted to be in a relationship with her, but she was in a different stage in her life. And that stage was she was with another guy. Um, Whatever, man. That kind of shit, like that's a bullshit response because I mean, she could have just told you that she was seeing somebody else, but that might have been worse. But I think she might have been saying that just to try to, comfort the blow a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Women can change emotions, change the way they feel, and every time the wind changes. That's the way it is, man. You'll find one though. You'll find one that wants to dump her boyfriend to be with you. That's the way the world turns. Liberals are quite literally brainwashed after being in an academic environment. When I was in college, I didn't realize how liberal the whole entire academia system is. Like there's no conservative colleges out there. I didn't realize like the education they push is very, very in line with the left's agenda. And I think when you're young and impressionable and you're just trying to learn, and college is like a fun experience anyways, there's a lot of hot girls there and a lot of partying and shit. So you're just kind of going along with it all. Right. And when you get out, when you start to like wake yourself up, it's not really about left or right. It's not about liberal or conservative. It's about right and wrong. And, it really makes you want to fucking throw up when you start thinking about politics, like how full of shit they always are. I think I'd say 90% of people out there are brainwashed left and right. I'm not black-pilled about politics. LFA, does size matter? Well, you want your size to be compatible with the chick that you're with. I read Jack Donovan's book, The Way of Men. This book attempts to define masculinity and describes 4 tactical virtues. LFA, can you define masculinity? I already did that. Have to check those out. Exactly. That's scary, but true. That's crazy. Probably. No, yeah, I'm hopeful. I think the black pill kind of implies that you are, you're kind of giving up or some shit. Like I'm hopeful that something good can happen in the future, but I'm saying that the current system is not as it seems. If you can start gasoline cars on your phone, and it doesn't correlate at all to electric cars. Well, nobody said that it did. Pretty much. Yeah, we are pretty much. When you see people's bank accounts getting shut off and they didn't even break a law, come on, man. What's that sound like to you? I think LFA and a lot of us are black pilled about politics because there's no alternative pills to choose from. I don't think we're black pilled, man. We're just like, it's okay to expose flaws rather than just sit back and be like, oh, the next Republican is going to come along and save us. Not going to happen. Nobody's coming to save you, man. It's just, you're better off knowing that. Do you think we need to ditch terms such as blue, red, black pills, and so on? I think they are simplistic, dogmatic, rigid, and serve to facilitate a lack of critical thinking, dogmatism. I don't think you should take any of this stuff as the gospel. Like, I think you should live your own experiences. I like red pill content, like not fake red pill shit. Like, I like watching like Rich and Rollo and guys like that. But most of these new quote unquote red pill guys are just complaining about women. If all they're doing is coming on their platform to, like if a guy makes a video of like the real reason why women wear yoga pants or some shit like that, it's like, dude, grow up. You sound like a moron. Anybody who is clicking on a video, the real reason women wear fucking yoga pants, is probably very unintelligent. And that's the audience you're going for, which just implies that you're grifting to a uneducated, unintelligent audience. Whereas some people are actually trying to have ideas, have intelligent dialogue, and, make people smarter, make people think and wake up. That's the difference. That's the fake red pill versus the real red pill. It's the thing, man. Rollo Tomasi talked about it on a live stream last week. Rollo is right, but women don't hit no epiphany phase. Women always think they're great and always still get guys well into their 40s. I think you're misinterpreting what the epiphany phase is. So I can explain the epiphany phase, what I experienced with the epiphany phase. So when I was in my late 20s, I was doing a lot of traveling. I would go to New York, Florida, Houston, Vegas, California, and I would meet women in big cities, right? I would, we would hook up there, exchange contact info, and I would still have them on like Snapchat or whatever several years down the road. These same women that were just running around fucking dudes in big cities now want to leave the big city now that they're 30 and move to a place like Tulsa. You know, if I send them a message like, you need to settle down and have kids, I'd be like, I think I just cut off. If I send them a message like, you need to settle down and have kids, they're going to be like, really? Should I plan a trip to Tulsa? You know, so on and so forth, because they're at the epiphany phase. They don't want to ride the cock carousel in the big city anymore. They want to go to a small town, get married, and have kids. That's the epiphany phase. Doesn't mean they think that they think less of themselves. I'm not sure where you got that. Doesn't mean that they're not going to do well in their 40s. It just means they're at a phase in their life where they want to settle down. That's it. And a lot of times the alpha males that they were fucking don't want to settle down. They want to continue fucking the young chicks. So these women will settle down with the beta bucks. That's also what Rollo talks about. Now, if you're an alpha, you can choose to settle down or you could choose to keep fucking. You can do whatever you want. But the woman is still going to have an epiphany phase. And yes, some of them do go through it at 23. And some do hit the wall. Facts. All right, guys, I'm going to have to cut this one off. It's been about 2 hours. But, you know, whatever. I got some stuff I had to do. Plus, I did this one for free. I played fucking copyrighted music for the first minute. So all the fucking ad revenue from this will go to somebody else. But thanks to people like Nomad Hitch. And yesterday we got a lot of super chats, so we're good. LFA, have you ever did it with... God, this guy's such a troll. Nope. I'll quote Andrew Tate here. As a matter of fact, 100% of the people that I've had sex with are women. Q. How can I cope with a lack of friendships, authentic relationships, snakes, and fakes? Don't cope. Don't let the losers into your circle. All right. Yep. We are going to have to cut this one off, guys. Well, anyways, I hope this video was somewhat informative. And that's about it for tonight, guys. Until next time, see ya.